So the next one, the suspicion that supposed everyday Nigerian could be in cahoots with terror gangs has come to the open. Latest news has it that a medical doctor who has allegedly been ferrying medical supplies from Sokoto to suspected kidnapping gangs operating in Kwara State has been arrested. This disclosure was made by the Kwara State government, and the doctor in question, who is in custody, was nabbed at Jebba following intelligence reports. This breakthrough forms part of an intensified operation aimed at disrupting the logistics network sustaining kidnapping cells in the North Central Zone. Also, the chairman of Kaba, Bunu local government area of Kogi State, Zacchaeus Dare Michael, in collaboration with operatives of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, shut down a filling station in Kaba over alleged fuel supply to bandits operating in the forest areas. Because we are not completely out of the woods.
We are not, and there are many Nigerians who are working with bandits to make life difficult for the rest of us. They have logistics suppliers. They can barely survive in the forest if they don't get critical supplies. Drugs, ammunition,
stores generally,
guns, food, Maggi. That's seasoning. They pay people hefty money to bring Maggi to them to bring bread. In fact, there was a time that I think it was the governor of Katsina who descended on some bakeries because those bakeries were supplying bread to bandits. They need long-throated people who will tell them about movement of VIPs along the highways. You know, they phone them immediately to say, look, there's a car coming. You know, this is the color of the Prado Jeep. You know, you are going to see it any moment from now.
The number plate.
They give information. Sometimes even information about troops movement. There are troops, soldiers, working with bandits. A lot of them have been arrested. Some even selling ammunition to bandits. People have been arrested. I remember the regret that the former Chief of Defense Staff, Irabo, expressed that why is it happening? Why are we discovering soldiers who are working in collusion with bandits? Many have been arrested. Many have been arrested. There's a video that went viral when one soldier who was conniving with bandits, the rest of his colleagues got hold of him and they were stripping him, and you find where he hid bullets that he wanted to sell. Yes. So these guys cannot operate effectively without stocking their supplies.
That's it.
Petrol is critical for their motorbikes.
Yeah.
They use motorbikes alone because those motorbikes allow for easy navigation in the forested areas. They don't need those vehicles as much as they need the bikes.
Cycles.
Let me not deceive you. Even when they do these mass abductions, they put those children on bikes. About 300 fighters storm an area with bikes. They will pick, in some cases, two boys and take them away. So for their operations, they need petrol. Without petrol, they cannot move around. Their favorite motorcycle is the Honda brand. But when I went to Kaduna to speak with some bandits, I saw that it was the Honda brand, and it's very expensive, but that's what they prefer. I believe that is stronger and faster
durable
than the other. So they always insist. Sometimes they even tell you to bring it as ransom. I'll go and buy so number of Honda motorcycles. It's not
ransom.
Yes, it's not all the time that they ask for money. They just tell you. Sometimes it's recharge card. They tell you buy so number of recharge cards. You know, with that they don't need to come into the town. They just remain where they are. So they need those supplies. There was a video of a woman who put petrol. You know these plastic bags that women use to grind when they grind pepper, that they put this transparent.
I know.
So they used to, they put pepper in it and tie it. This woman put petrol in it and put it in a travel bag. Put petrol in that cellophane bag and put it in a travel bag. You would think that she had her clothes.
Oblivious of the dangers.
No, but it's the money. It's because they give them good money. They give them good money. It's like somebody is relieving you. The pain of having to go into the city center to look for those things. Somebody is helping you.
At the risk of getting caught.
Yes, at the risk of getting caught. So somebody is helping you, bringing it, they pay them good money to do that. And it's one of the reasons this thing has not stopped. Because of local collaborators who provide information about truth movement, who rat on their fellow citizens, and those who supply them drugs and all that. Sometimes when they kidnap people, like maybe a medical practitioner, they will force that medical practitioner to treat their fighters who are injured and all that. So they sometimes will even deliberately go for such people, especially Boko Haram. Boko Haram will sometimes go for those people, and then they also train nurses. Boko Haram will train. I am aware that even Leah Sharibu has been trained. She's now a midwife in ISWAP camp.
In captivity.
Yes. So they kidnap people who have such skills. Such people that they've kidnapped will now train some of the women that they have in their custody, so that even when that person is not around, some people can provide such services. So it's a refreshing thing that at least they got hold
of this doctor.
Of this.
We should be able, the Nigerian forces.
My suspicion, it may not even be the regular doctor, maybe this ancillary nurse.
But they could extract information from him.
Of course, and it's the triumph of intelligence that at least they have her now. And the other leg to the filling station, I don't know how they've resolved that matter, but if any filling station is seen to be supplying fuel,
obviously,
it should be shot and its license permanently taken away.
And do you hear, Wale, that even ladies of easy virtue are supplied to these terrorists?
Yeah. Apart from the fact that they also kidnap women, married women, puppets that they use as sex slaves. So we could turn around our intelligence mechanism to appreciate that when you are a terrorist, there are certain things you cannot do without, because they are human beings too. In the first place, they need weapons, bullets. They need food, which includes water. They can't do without those things. They need transportation. They need communication. And from what we have seen now, this doctor, they also need health. That means some of them might also be ill. Yeah. Some of them might have been wounded, injured. So it also needs to be treated. So I think it's a good thing that that doctor has been arrested. But we are not sure of what quantum of information will be extracted from him.
Okay.
Because the terrorists operate a pyramid system. You may be working for them as an agent, but without even knowing the real terrorist. Sometimes they create layers. When you are coming to deliver the drug, you deliver to somebody who's a farmer. The farmer takes to someone who's you know, mechanic.
It's like a relay race.
You know, so they are also very intelligent. So before the doctor may not actually know those terrorists. He might also know them, might not know them. But it's good that he has been arrested. By the time they tell him, okay, where did you deliver the medicine to? They arrest that person. So by the time they follow that chain, it might be easy to track
to nail the.
And I think in terms of closing down the filling station, it's a very good one. That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is also to mount surveillance. Because I remember when they were trying to track down Bin Laden, they got so many things, even a car, a truck linked to him. But they just left them, you know, trying to, because immediately you close down the petrol station, you have already raised suspicion. They will go to another place. But I think I hope they are on top of the situation. Maybe they felt the best thing was to close down that station. But I can assure you that it will be better to monitor those that come to that police station to behave as if you are not seeing them. And then at the time that they are more relaxed, you have been able to get more information, then you can grab them. It means that in intelligence gathering, it's not just police alone. Communities are very important. The petrol attendant, the roadside mechanic, the organizer, they are also custodians of information. And if we do our intelligence gathering very well, we can use them without putting on their uniform.
Intelligence sharing is
That's
key.
what they do abroad. You see an old woman who is about 80 years old, she's gathering intelligence for the M15. You go to Russia, somebody is a newspaper vendor. It's an intelligence working for, you know, for the FBI, you know, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, you know, in Russia. The KGB. In Israel, the same thing. You go to the clinic and they have agents everywhere, even in the newsroom. So we need to spread our. It's not just about carrying guns. We need a very strong intelligence network, including petrol attendants. Now that we have known that it's one of their major sources of, you know, of assets.
Especially because we are living in interesting times.
So it's good that they have arrested him, and I hope that the government will spread this network very well to, you know, to be able to block those human assets that are giving them support.
But they send the truck will come by a high volume of petrol and then take it into the forest. So perhaps the truck driver didn't know it was being monitored. You know, so it's still intelligence. We need to have intelligence-led operations from time to time.
But don't you think one key angle is people being encouraged to volunteer information?
I'm sure even this one could be a result of somebody providing that information, because security operatives can't be everywhere. And since these people live with us, a good number of them live with us, so we must encourage our people to provide actionable intelligence for the armed forces, and the armed forces should make themselves trustworthy. Because that trust deficit, especially with the police, is one reason people are reluctant to volunteer information. You don't want to give information and then the subject of that information will now come for you and take your life. Nobody wants to do that.
All right, we have company. Adeyemo is reaching us from Ikorodu here in Lagos. Adeyemo, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir, Mr. Citizen. Good afternoon, Babajide, and good afternoon, Mr. Dioye.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Issue of security you are discussing is a good one for the arrest made, but I want us to know that technology is the way to go in speeding up our situations in arresting the insecurity in the country. We must upgrade in our technology system in added to the intel that Ade just discussed. And it's not going to be a rocket science if we can put all hands on deck to ensure that we can track these people, we can get them arrested, we can look out for them. There is no place in the world a non-state actor can defeat the state. It's impossible. It's only for we to be on our toes, and these people can be dealt with, can be flushed out from the system. If we will always speed up in our technological aspect and ensure that we get this intelligence, and government is sincere in putting everything to work, we can stop this. This thing is possible. It's a workable situation. It's not a rocket science. We can defeat terror. We can defeat bandits in the country. We need a shortest time.
Thank you, Adeyemo. We got you first time. Yeah. So that's underscoring what we said a while back. Government establishing, gaining the confidence of the everyday townsfolk in this campaign.
Yes, it's very important. It's very important. Not just in areas close to the habitation of bandits, but even in the city center, in urban centers.
Yeah.
You should be ready to volunteer as a good citizen. Information about bad people in our midst so that they can take them out of the system.
Okay, folks, we'll take on the last but not least story